morning. Will rain-soaked and flooded Texas and Oklahoma finally get a break from the rain? And hurricane season begins starting at 5 Eastern on Wake Up with Al and 7 on AMHQ.
It is 30 past the hour and you're watching Weekend Recharge. So glad you can join us. I'm Maria LaRosa.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. Well, as always on Weekend Recharge, we like to see how the weather's impacting you at home, big and small, your communities. So a good way to do it is to check out some of the headlines on your local newspapers.
Take a look at Dallas Morning News. The headline on it says it all. Flooding. It reads, "This much rain changes everything."
Yeah, certainly. In fact, the Trinity River is still rising. Also, let's move on towards the beginning of the Atlantic hurricane season. The Palm Beach Post out of West Palm Beach, Florida, has an article about the county preparing for this upcoming hurricane season. Again, it begins tomorrow, June 1st.
That's good to see. Now it's the time to think about it before you actually have to make a move of any kind.
In fact, the good news is, speaking of tropical weather, Texas, no stranger to that. We are finally drying out here in Texas. Look at the pictures. You got proof here in Dallas. Yes. Do not adjust your TV screen. That is bluebird sunshine you're waking up to. We're going into, what, maybe our 20th straight hour of some sunshine.
Oh,
gotta
wow,
enjoy
we're
that.
counting hours now, yeah.
Houston, though, we got some low clouds around, but boy, was it just a frog strangler yesterday evening and last night. The good news is that rain is gone for a while.
And it's all part of our top stories, all part of the top stories that we're covering for you. Much drier pattern emerging for much of the southern plains. Houston and Dallas, you're all included in that, but an area that needs the rain, actually drier than average, the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and that's where we're seeing the storms. Storm threat today, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Charleston, down to Knoxville and D.C. heads up for you. And boy, is it going to be stormy across the Southeast. Another top story here for us, Raleigh, Atlanta, Jacksonville, New Orleans, not just today, but yes, you see it there, this week.
Yeah, it won't be the pattern we had in Texas, but some areas could see some isolated areas of some flood concerns. But back to Dallas now. Again, we know this is a long-term story for the month of May, and historic flooding as well. 16.9 inches of rain just in this month, the wettest May on record. Finally, we got dry weather. And
our Kate Parker reports from Grapevine, just outside of Dallas.
Yeah, you guys, the flash flooding over. You know, Texas drying out. Beautiful blue skies, right? Gorgeous. However, you see this behind me? This should not be lakefront property. This is Lake Grapevine, except now it's inside soccer fields. These soccer fields I actually grew up playing on. Take a wide look here, and I'm going to show you this building that's over here in the distance. And you can see that, see how it's up all the way to the roof? Those should be soccer fields, a playground. Those are restrooms there that are completely submerged. A little bit wider view over on here, panning to the right, you'll notice that we've got parking spaces that are submerged. If you look way out in the distance, and I'm giving you some perspective here, see that tree line that's way out there? That's where the water line has been for many, many years. In fact, it's been since 1990 that we've seen this much water in this area. You know what it's caused? It's called the Grapevine Lake Spillway to be closed. They've closed that road over at Fairway Drive and a lot of other roads to be closed in this area. And it could be months before this water recedes. So this story, yes, it is an immediate one and a tragic one with the flash flooding. But the story of where all this water goes whenever it reaches the bottom of those streams, into the lakes, through the rivers, that's the story that will be happening for months to come across Texas and Oklahoma. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Kate. Well, all the flood water that has swamped Texas will eventually disappear, but where will it all go?
Yeah, and Kate alluded to that, and it's a good question for Brandy Hughes, a meteorologist at the National Weather Service in Shreveport, Louisiana. Brandy, thank you so much for taking time with us. You know, some of that water in North Texas is headed your way, the Red River, correct?
Much of that water is headed this way down the Red River and into northeast Texas and in northwest Louisiana.
Now, we know the Trinity River is rising and continues to rise. Now, what about the Red River? What kind of impact are you expecting and what kind of a rise do you expect in the Red River as it heads towards Shreveport?
Well, we've already got high water up in our northeast Texas counties along the Red River, and that's working its way down into northwest Louisiana and southwest Arkansas. And here in Shreveport, that will be probably one of the highest impacts we'll see. The Red River is expected to rise another almost 4 feet through this coming week, and it will crest on Saturday.
So we're talking Saturday as in, you know, a week from now. What kind of impacts in that time do you see around those communities that surround the Red River?
Well, we've got thousands of acres of agricultural land that's already underwater, and that is posing, large impacts to our agricultural industries. Also, we've got major U.S. highways underwater, and also many secondary roadways. And we may be looking at some more residential impacts here in the Shreveport and Bossier area. We've got a good bit of houses and neighborhoods that are on the inside of the levees, so those we'll be watching very, very closely to see how the waters impact them.
And Brandy, real quick, are there any other rivers that you're watching that will be rising because of this historic rain?
We're looking at the Sabine River, and that runs in northeast Texas, and that one we're also watching as well for agricultural impacts mainly.
All right, Brandy Hughes with the National Weather Service in Shreveport, Louisiana. Thank you so much. And, she was pointing out it's days from now that the river's going to crest, but there's going to be a few days where it's already going to be above that action stage.
Without a cloud in the sky for a week. It's kind of like, that snake swallowing a bowling ball. It's going to slowly that bulge go down the snake. That's what's happening with the rivers here. This bulge of floodwaters coming down for the next perhaps 7 to 10 days. The good news is it's drying in Texas, but the bad news for the Northeast is some of that moisture is headed your way, and it could give you some strong and severe thunderstorms. We can't rule out tornadoes, but a large area seeing damaging winds and hail. But again, the tornado threat is still there. It's just not super high, but definitely you never want to say it's zero when you have thunderstorms in the area. And again, our forecast is for this cold front to come through, and all the heat and humidity continues to feed and fuel more thunderstorms across the area as well. But behind that cold front, we are dropping our temperatures down not only here across the Midwest, even Texas, but across New England. Boston, we were 88 degrees yesterday. Today we'll be in the mid-70s, low 70s. Tomorrow we're going to be in the 50s. 50s, Boston, and they will stay there into Tuesday as well. Look at our temperature differences. Again, 73 today in Boston, 92 in D.C. That's above average. But tomorrow, here comes the front, blasting on through New England. 54 in Boston, 66 in New York, D.C. Front's not with you yet. You're still in the 90s, feeling more thunderstorms for you today and tomorrow. Mid-Atlantic into the Carolinas as well. Watch out for the risk of that severe weather. And Boston, there we go, dropping to the 50s and then slowly climbing up to average as we head on towards the end of next week.
One of the foot's favorite rituals happens at the water's edge. Yeah, they must look their best. Smooth, beautiful skin is an advantage. The others can only hide in shame. Introducing the new Dr. Scholl's DreamWalk Express Pedi.
When you're not confident your company's data is secure, the possibility of a breach can quickly become the only thing you think about. That's where AT&T can help. We monitor our network traffic worldwide, so we see things others can't, mitigating risks across your business, leaving you free to focus on what matters most.
Let's do this. Let's move outdoors for the next few months. Let's build a kitchen under the clouds. A dining room with no walls, no ceiling. Let's put it all together. Then, let's get together. A lot. Let's do this. Home Defense ready to use or 10 pounds Bug Be Gone granules, just $6.88. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Find the perfect gift at the Men's Warehouse Grad's Favorite Sale. Right now, get select suits for $199.99. 30% off all shoes. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more, including clearance. Only at Men's Warehouse.
Get the complete balanced nutrition of Ensure with 9 grams of protein and 26 vitamins and minerals.
And now, with twice as much vitamin D, which up to 90% of people don't get enough of.
Oh, the sunshine vitamin. Ensure. Take life in.
Are you still getting heartburn flare-ups? Time for a new routine. Try Nexium 24-Hour, the latest choice for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
Walmart's low prices every day, it's not just about having more savings. It's about having more fun. Great get-togethers start with low prices you can trust every day.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. Low 74. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy. High 88. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
About 20 minutes for the top of the hour, and good morning, Pittsburgh. Looking at you, New York City, too, from the top of the rock. A great way to see New York City, by the way. You know, a lot of people think Empire State Building. Go ahead, top of the rock. And Seaside Heights, New Jersey, down the shore, and we head a little bit further south to Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Another gorgeous beach destination. All looking good right now with the sunshine, but we've got the warmth. You're feeling the humidity, and we've got a front coming, and that's the recipe for storms, and some of them will be on the severe side, not to mention a change-up of air mass, which means a cool down. A lot going on in the northeast, so let's get you started. The upper ridge holding the heat, and we mean it, mid and upper 80s across the region, but also a lot of that humidity because that high pressure off the coast, those southerly winds keep on pumping in that moisture. We've got the spark, that area of low pressure, and a few boundaries here. The front's going to be driving on through. It's working with that heat and humidity, and so showers and thunderstorms are going to start to develop. We're already seeing some, in fact. But look at the dew points and the change between the boundary here. 65 dew point in New York City, 69-degree dew point in D.C. That is almost oppressive. And then you have dew points into the 40s, Detroit and Watertown. That's where the air is dry and refreshing, but that is making a push to the south. Here we already have showers and thunderstorms. Erie, northwestern PA, that's been going pretty good for you. No warning on it, but regardless, a lot of heavy rain. But once that front begins to sag south, watch the clock. By the lunch hour, you're starting to see some showers and thunderstorms begin to pop. The Lehigh Valley, New York City heads up. Boston, you get the cool down and the showers by later tonight, only into the 50s with clouds and showers, and then by tomorrow, continuing with that storm threat. Severe weather is a possibility too. Enough of that support is there. You could see some small hail. Damaging winds, a possible threat here from Pittsburgh, Philly, D.C., down to Knoxville. But look at all the shorelines here under the threat for even just regular thunderstorms. So if this is your beach day, just make sure that you have a way to get any warnings, or you keep an eye to the sky and have some shelter. That threat does continue tomorrow, pushing to the south through the mid-Atlantic, Roanoke, Raleigh, and Charlotte in that severe risk. Paul?
Well, the fourth round of play is about to get underway at the AT&T Byron Nelson Classic. It's the PGA golf tournament just outside of Dallas in Irving, Texas. And after 3 days of rain delays, we got plenty of sunshine all day long today. And this was the 14th hole on Friday. In fact, it was a par 4, but they had to shorten it to 104 yards to a par 3 when that fairway there in 14 was deemed unplayable by rules officials. And joining us now is the Golf Channel's Scott Walker, joining us from Irving, Texas. And that's been the big story. I guess here the Weather Channel, we've been talking about all this rain and flooding for weeks now across Texas. And there in Dallas, you've been deluged the last couple of days. Glad to see the sunshine. But Scott, the 14th continues to be the big story at this tournament. Will this still be a par 3 today or moving back to a par 4? What's the update?
Well, Paul, it will continue to be a par 3. There's just no real place to play the ball, and the #1 principle in golf is play the ball as it lies, but there are accommodations made when you get all that water plus ground equals mud. And so what they're trying to avoid is a situation like this where you can see the mud on the ball. If the mud is on one side, the ball will tend to go to the other, and PGA Tour players just want precision, and that kind of imprecision makes for a bad product. So what they allow them to do in fairways now is to pick the ball up, clean it, and then place it back down to play. But in reality, there was no place to do that on the 14th hole, and so accordingly, they've shortened it up. But otherwise, for a golf course that's, received more than a foot of rain in 2 weeks, the fact that this tournament and the tournament last week, the Crown Plaza Invitational Colonial, both finished on time with all this rain is a testament to the way that officials here are able to navigate the rain and still make play continue.
And also officials have adjusted the tee times today to hopefully get the course to dry out longer, because typically golfers are being on the course right now, but now they've changed it to split tees and threesomes today, right?
They have, and so the beginning of the fourth round has actually commenced with a few times going out, but it does give them a little bit more time to prepare the golf course, and there's so much that goes on with that to make sure that these things are prepared. But everyone is happy, at least, that we'll be able to get this thing in, get it in on time, and be able to avoid the effects of Mother Nature today.
Yeah, get those golfers on to Muirfield, Ohio for next week's tournament. Scott Walker of the Golf Channel, thanks for your time this morning. And look at the forecast here for the golf course. Plenty of sunshine there in Irving, Texas for the rest of the day. No delays, but also if you want to help out charity, head to cmnhospitals.org.
Devour food that's good for you the same way you devour food that's not good for you.
Bridgestone is changing the game in tire performance.
So Will Arnett can get to the store when he's out of diapers.
Well, to be clear, they're not for me. They're for my son. So we should probably go.
We switched Will's tires to Bridgestone's revolutionary Drive Guard tires.
Oh, those look sharp.
It's okay. Our Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and drive up to 50 miles on a flat, so no side of the road.
Well, that's good, because the side of the road is dangerous, especially since we're going commando.
Weird?
What commando mean?
One of the foot's favorite rituals happens at the water's edge. Here they must look their best. Smooth, beautiful skin is an advantage. The others can only hide in shame. Introducing the new Dr. Scholl's Dreamwalk Express Pedi.
Amore.
Subito.
The all-new Fiat 500X crossover. Ooh. Bigger, more powerful, and ready for action.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts in 1 week on the Weather Channel.
You're driving along, having a perfectly nice day, when out of nowhere a pickup truck slams into your brand new car. 1 second, it wasn't there, and the next second, boom, you had your first accident. Now you have to make your first claim. So you talk to your insurance company and boom, you're blindsided for a second time. They won't give you enough money to replace your brand new car. Don't those people know you're already shaken up?
Liberty Mutual's new car replacement will pay for the entire value of your car, plus depreciation. Call 1-888-731-2166. And for drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. Switch to Liberty Mutual Insurance and you could save up to $423. Call Liberty Mutual for a free quote today at 1-888-731-2166. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. Low 74. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy. High 88. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Party time in South Florida. Say good morning to Key West and look at the blue sky and the blue water.
That just looks gorgeous. Already up to 83 degrees. Is that, what is that? Is that a kite or?
I don't know what that is.
Parasailing? Oh, parasailing. Okay.
Wow, that's on the other side of that, whatever that thing is, an island or?
But look at this. This color of the sky is almost the same as the color of the water. Very beautiful, very beautiful. But you know, this time of year, that part of the world, you know, hurricane season knocking on the door here tomorrow officially begins.
And again, Key West no stranger to that. Now the East Coast as well. Again, Atlantic hurricane season begins tomorrow, but already we have a lot of action going on in the Pacific.
Yeah, that is the hot spot right now. But we're going to talk about the Atlantic hot spots, at least climatologically speaking. But right now, it is Hurricane Andres in the Eastern Pacific, and you have that area circled. Also, we call that Invest 93E. It's one of those clusters of showers and thunderstorms that grabs our attention, and we'll be talking about it. But let's get through what we have now with Hurricane Andres. Category 2 storm with max moving as of the latest update to the west-northwest at 8 miles per hour. So fairly slow, but away from land. We don't think this is going to be a direct impact on any land mass. And you can see in the short term, models have a pretty good idea of where it's headed, and the strength of it could remain a hurricane over the next 24 hours. But we think quickly after that, it will start to weaken to tropical storm strength and then kind of just sit there. One factor leading to that weakening, its fuel is going to cool off. And hurricanes, tropical systems need that warmth, that warm water to feed it. And right now, where it is, it's doing okay, but it's going to be moving northwest into temperatures that are into the mid-60s. Now, in another area, it's closer to 90, and that's where we find our Invest area. And you see the flare-up of showers and thunderstorms. So the Hurricane Center has this area outlooked for 80% chance of development. So what does that mean? Well, in the next 5 days, so a pretty long period of time, they think that there's an 80% chance that this will be designated something official, tropical depression, tropical storm. In the short term, it's actually Hurricane Andres that may inhibit some of that further development. So it may be in the next 3 to 4 days that we'll have something a little bit more official, but it's looking pretty healthy right now. As far as the name list for the Eastern Pacific, separate from the Atlantic hurricane list, of course, we have Andres. Next up would be Blanca. Let's check in on the Atlantic side of things, because officially, again, tomorrow begins the hurricane season here in the Atlantic Basin. And wherever you see a dot, this is where we've seen tropical systems begin. And you see a lot of them concentrated in the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, off the southeast coast, because this is where we have lots of warm water right now. And things are looking kind of interesting as we get in through the next few weeks. Typically, we start to see some things develop. We've already had Anna early in the season. The next up would be Bill, Claudette, Danny, Erica, Fred, Grace, and so on. So with the season beginning tomorrow, now's the time to think about preparation. Of course, we'll be with you along the way for all of it. Weekend Recharge. We'll return in just a minute.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
You pay your auto insurance premium every month on the dot. You're like the poster child for paying on time. And then one day, you tap the bumper of a station wagon. No big deal until your insurance company jacks up your rates. You freak out. What good is having insurance if you get punished for using it? Hey, insurance companies, newsflash. Nobody's perfect.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Carpools, conferences, microwave dinners. They blur one into the next. We lose ourselves in the fog of everyday life and drift away from what matters. But like a beacon in the night, it finds us. The light of more than 100 lighthouses burning through that fog and beckoning us back to what's real and true. This light shines for us all. This light is Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
I'm one.
I'm one.
I'm one.
I am one of the ones who discovered Always Discreet underwear for sensitive bladders.
It makes me feel secure, confident, and I feel protected.
I mean, I feel comfortable to move in them. They move with me.
I love Always Discreet underwear because of the fit. The fabric is very soft. I can wear whatever I want to wear.
Always Discreet's made me a very happy woman.
Join over 500,000 women who've discovered Always Discreet underwear. For more stories and your free sample, go to alwaysdiscreet.com so bladder leaks can feel like no big deal.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
We had kids still into school.
And it just hit us.
This was it. The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things are just going everywhere. It was a nightmare.
And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Weather Geeks is previewing the upcoming hurricane season this Sunday.
What will El Nino do? Are we entering a hurricane drought? Plus, exploring the science behind wild weather phenomena. Can a tornado form indoors? And a mysterious South American lightning storm that can last for months.
All right, we've got back-to-back episodes of Weather Geeks. Today starts right here at noon Eastern on the Weather Channel. From one wonder of weather, being Weather Geeks, to other forms of wow, wonders of weather, we want to bring you some spectacular pictures from across the country.
Yeah, we know all the flooding in Texas definitely impacted a lot of things going on, including the Salvation Army's Most Good 5K race. Supposed to happen yesterday, but because of the storms, they pushed it back to today. And again, we got a gorgeous morning here for the run.
Good luck to all the runners. And look at this, the International Space Station seen Sunday morning from Bryan, Iowa, courtesy of Lisa Smith. That is one spectacular photograph. Flew over the Weather Channel here this morning about 5:12.
And that's a time lapse. It doesn't like having a contrail going over. They're poisoning us with. Anyway, different story. Let's head to New York. And what you need for a rainbow, you got to have rain, unfortunately, but you got to have sunshine as well.
And that is at the Monroe Golf Club out of Pittsford, New York. Just gorgeous. Whoa, look at this. This is out of the Czech Republic yesterday. Look at this. Mammatus clouds.
Yeah, they got no stranger to severe weather as you head across Asia as well. And this is yesterday evening, lit up by the setting sun. Gorgeous.
Wow, and they've got big waves along Lake Erie. It's been a while since they've seen big waves like that, and they've got storms in the area right now.
Hey, we'll be back with more on your forecast to end the week and next week after this.
It's so shiny.
I know, Mommy, but it's time to let the new kitchen get some sleep.
If you want beautiful results, you know where to go. Angie's List. Now everyone can get highly rated service even without a membership. You can shop special offers or just tell us what you need, and we'll help you find a local company to take care of it. Angie's List is there for all your projects, big and small. Pretty.
Come see what the new Angie's List can do for you.
What do you think of when you think of the United States Postal Service? Exactly. That's what pushes us to deliver smarter.
Simpler.
Faster. Sleeker. Earlier.
Fresher.
Harder. Farther. Quicker. And yeah, even on Sundays. What's next? We'll show you.
One of the foot's favorite rituals happens at the water's edge. Here they must look their best. Smooth, beautiful skin is an advantage. The others can only hide in shame. Introducing the new Dr. Scholl's Dreamwalk Express Pedi.
It's your thing. No matter how you want to lose weight, you can do it fast with delicious, nutritious Slim Fast. Shake it off, blend it off, drink it off. Just take it off and keep it off. However you want to lose the weight, rich, protein-packed Slim Fast controls your hunger up to 4 hours. Clinically proven to work and work fast. It's your thing. See results in just 1 week. Losing weight has never been easier. With Slim Fast, it's your thing.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. Low 74. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy. High 88. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
been here for 42 years. We've seen the flood water come to our edge of the house, but never in the house. So ever in my life.
It's a flood of emotion as Texans struggle to recover from the worst flooding in a generation. But finally, some good news. The state's breaking out of this month-long rainy rut.
Meantime, rain, even a few thunderstorms already on the prowl in the Northeast, but things could get really rough in spots later today. The two biggest threats these storms will pose and what time they could strike your neighborhood. That's coming up.
Plus, southern discomfort. Atlanta is just one of many cities that's in for days of thunder and rain as we move into the month of June. We're getting you ready for a new month and a new weather pattern right here, right now on Weekend Recharge. A good Sunday morning to you and welcome to Weekend Recharge. I'm Paul Goodlow.
And I'm Marie LaRosa. For the next hour, we want you to sort of unplug, we like to say. And we know it's tough to turn off the cell phones completely, but we suggest maybe just setting them aside. So much information. What we want to do, of course, is get you recharged for the week ahead.
Yeah, get ready for the rest of today and also into the work week. Many kids still in school this time of the year. And one place that they're happy to recharge is Texas. You can do it solar powered as well because the sun is out there. You are finally beginning to recharge after all the historic rain and flood that you dealt with in the month of May. In fact, the rain has moved out, but now hundreds of volunteers are flooding into the state from all across the country. Members of One Atlanta Church among those traveling to Texas to do everything from search and rescue to help people clean up their flooded homes. Oklahoma also had record rains this month. The two states combined issued 571 flash flood warnings. That's more in 1 month than they issued in all of last year. Maria?
And to add on that, some of these rainfall totals are the most they've seen in this month than they saw of all of 2014. It's really incredible when you look at this map. And you can see where those areas in the lighter pink and the white, that's 2+ feet of water, of rainfall just since May 1st. And so obviously we've been dealing with the rising waters now for weeks. Good news is, part of our big story in our coverage today is that a lot of that has moved out. We are seeing fair conditions in Dallas and Amarillo down to Houston. Some of the showers and thunderstorms are getting a nudge to the east, but that's good news for the southern plains. This is the start of that pattern change with that ridge building, high pressure that keeps the rain away. And for a short time here, at least in the short term, we are looking good. Much drier pattern emerging from Oklahoma City to Dallas. And in fact, it's going to be a few days. So enjoy the sunshine from Dallas to Oklahoma today, San Antonio. Along with that, those temperatures being held back a little bit. We've had the 70s. We'll get up into the low 80s tomorrow for a city like Dallas. And Paul, we know that with the clouds and the rain, it's also kept Dallas from hitting the first 90 of the season. It's been 231 days since their last 90.
And a lot of people will take it as well. Yes. And speaking of Dallas, we're talking about the wettest May on record, 16.95 inches of rain now finally drying out.
And our Kate Parker reports from Grapevine just outside of Dallas. Kate?
Yeah, guys, so I'm here in Grapevine, Texas. This is my hometown, born and raised here. I'm here with Kevin Mitchell. He's the director of Parks and Recreation here for Grapevine. And to give you some perspective, Grapevine, just north of the airport, you know, a pretty big city here. These are the grounds that every kid in Grapevine plays soccer on, including myself.
I was fixing to say, and you played soccer out
poorly.
here.
I picked some flowers, is what I was really good at. And I blocked a goal kick once, being bribed for a Barbie.
And those goals are way over there underwater right now.
So that's the whole thing, is that this should not be a lake. This is Lake Grapevine, and it's now completely up in this recreational area.
Correct. And everything, these are all soccer fields. Across the trees on the other side of the trees are the softball fields. They're underwater as well.
Okay.
Our baseball fields are not yet, so let's hope they don't go underwater.
So they can still play baseball, but there's no soccer. Kids are just getting out of school. Are parents frustrated?
A little bit, probably. No fun on the lake this summer for the most part.
So the problem is that this is not a short-term problem.
Correct.
This is not flash flooding that's going to recede quickly. This is a lake. How long is it going to take to get this back down? Normal level is 535.
Correct.
Another 30 feet.
Correct. And prior to that, we were down another 15 to 18 feet, depending on when you checked. So We've literally gone from feast to famine within a month.
And you think that this is going to take several months to...
We do. With 60 to 90 days easily.
And that's if you don't get any more rain.
Correct. That's without any more rain.
Okay, well, we have a dry pattern for the next couple of days.
And that's great. And we see the sun today. That's awesome.
Trying to help out my hometown a little bit.
That's right. We need it. We need it.
Ordering up that dry forecast for you. All right, back to you guys.
All right, and it's great to see the sunshine for sure. And Dallas, it's not just today. You've got a couple opportunities to enjoy it straight through the end of the week. High temperatures creeping up into the mid-80s. But, Paul, it's so interesting to see one area where the drought is wiped out to another region where we see really dry conditions setting up.
Yeah, looking at it right now. Take a look at these tower cams here. We've got Hartford, Connecticut, Coney Island, New York, Philadelphia, PA, and Washington, D.C., all places dealing with some below average rainfall, some in some moderate to some drought, but also all 4 cities dealing with the risk of severe weather today. Look at the area here in red. That moisture pushing out of Texas is pushing eastward, and again with a cold front helping to dry out Texas, that will actually spark more strong and severe thunderstorms as we head throughout your Sunday and many places into Monday. The rain also continues into Tuesday for many as well. So here's the cold front now blasting out across upstate New York, parts of Vermont, New Hampshire. Big difference in temperatures. Boston, you're at 71 degrees right now. You're at 88 for a high yesterday. Talking 50s tomorrow. 52 right now in Watertown with some cold rain out there. Even Cleveland at 60 degrees. But D.C. already, it is what, 11 o'clock. We're at 88 degrees. You know it's going to be a scorcher when you're already that warm. As we head throughout the afternoon, we'll see some storms all across the region. Cold front slides through Boston, 53 tonight. And D.C. still on the muggy side, talking about dropping down to the 70s as we head overnight. Big Ridge continues to pile in the heat and moisture ahead of this cold front, giving you more fuel for showers and thunderstorms. And again, the good news is some rain as well, but also where the cold front has come through, the moisture coming over the cold front and giving you a couple of wet days across the Northeast, even New England, as we head into Tuesday as well. So today, large area here in red for strong and severe thunderstorms, including you in Baltimore and D.C. We're also concerned on Monday as well for more severe weather.
Once upon a time, there was a nice house that lived with a family. One day, it started to rain and rain. Water got inside and ruined everybody's everythings. The house thought she let the family down. But the family just didn't think a flood could ever happen.
The reality is, floods do happen. Protect what matters. Get flood insurance. Call 888-RAIN-383 to learn more.
Working on my feet all day gave me pain here.
In my knees.
But now, I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my Dr. Scholl's custom-fit orthotic inserts. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My knee pain.
Find a machine at drscholls.com.
Deep in the dark, untouched recesses of your engine is power you never knew it could produce. And vapor can set it free. New Stable 360 Performance unleashes that exclusive vapor technology that rises above the fuel line to protect your engine where other additives can't, to help keep your engine running cleaner, leaner, smoother, and stronger than ever. The next level of performance is in the vapor. Stable 360 Performance.
Oh, cool. I can get my free credit score on Credit Karma.
I have great credit.
How do you know?
Duh.
Try Credit Karma. It's free, and you can see what your score is right now.
I just got my free credit score.
Credit Karma. Really. Free.
When cigarette cravings hit, all I can think about is getting relief.
Only Nicorette Mini has a patented fast-dissolving formula. It starts to relieve sudden cravings fast.
I never know when I'll need relief. That's why I only choose Nicorette Mini.
When our little girl was born, we got a Subaru. It's where she said her first word.
No.
Saw her first day of school.
Bye-bye.
Made a best friend forever.
Oh my God.
The back seat of my Subaru is where she grew up.
What?
The 2015 Subaru Forester.
What?
Built to be there for your family. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Life is a journey. There's a starting point and an ending point. Between these 2 points, we sometimes lose our way. Until the day comes when our travels bring us full circle, returning us to the place where it all started, reminding us why we're on this journey to begin with. Find something more in Illinois.
Monday morning, will rain-soaked and flooded Texas and Oklahoma finally get a break from the rain? And hurricane season begins starting at 5 Eastern on Wake Up with Al and 7 on AMHQ.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy. High 88. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tonight.
Run like an eagle!
Look at that! Three Scientists Walk Into a Bar is a show where we explain the weather by doing simple experiments. I lit my hand on fire and also explosions.
Join us for a 3-episode sneak peek of Three Scientists Walk Into a Bar tonight at 7 on the Weather Channel.
We're still tracking severe weather. This morning, we have our first warning of the day, and it's here in Pennsylvania, western PA, for Clarion, Forest, and Jefferson counties under severe thunderstorm warnings until 11:30 this morning. So another, say, 20 minutes or so. We time this out, kind of moving on towards the east-northeast and heading on towards Scotch Hill at 11:16, 11:23 to Cooksburg, and 11:30 heading on towards Hodoville. Again, and some hail in this. Again, the main threats are hail and damaging winds with this thunderstorm. We're talking inch and 0.8, so that's about golf ball size hail coming down with this, so that's definitely in the severe category. Again, hail inch or higher, winds 60 or stronger constitute a severe thunderstorm. That's what we have right now for these counties. Maria?
All right, time to get that car in the garage if you can. Meanwhile, across the southeast, things are pretty quiet right now in most places. You have New Orleans on the upper left with some sun, clouds and showers and thunderstorms in the Memphis area, and Atlanta still seeing fair skies, but you do see some high clouds streaming in. All of these places ready to pick up showers and thunderstorms, and in some cases happening right now. As we've seen in the Memphis, and you saw in that camera, you do have some showers and thunderstorms rolling on through. But the setup right now, we have the front that's going to be coming on by. Still fair skies from Dothan to Jacksonville and Myrtle Beach. But the change up in the pattern that's going to finally bring about a dry spell across the southern plains is actually going to push the moisture and the persistent shower threat into the southeast. Now, we're not looking at the flooding setup that we were in the southern plains. However, we are going to be in line to pick up a few inches of rainfall over the next few days. So again, the pattern is going to be there from Nashville, Birmingham. So this is your beach vacation week along the Gulf Coast. Just be prepared to maybe have to bring it in from time to time. Even today, scattered showers and thunderstorms from New Orleans to Atlanta, Knoxville. So you're doing any camping, that's going to be an issue for you during the next few days. Atlanta to Tallahassee, again, Monday morning drive back to work. You've got 85, 75, I-20, I-10 all impacted even as we get into Tuesday. And Paul, maybe as much as 2 to 3 inches in the next few days in some of these areas.
Well, speaking of rain, there is a serious danger lurking in the flood zone in parts of Texas and the southern plains, and a lot of people might not even be aware of it. We're talking about snake bites. Hospitals say seeing a surge in snake bites during all this record flooding, and some of the victims are children. As the floodwaters rose, the snakes were forced to seek higher ground, increasing the chance for people coming in contact with some of the wildlife that they didn't realize was still out there. It's called the outdoors. That's where they live. But also some of that stuff is coming into people's homes as well.
Right.
But still, the tornadoes and the floods this past month have really wrecked the lives of so many people in Texas, and children are particularly susceptible to the shock and fatigue that comes with a disaster.
And earlier we spoke this morning with clinical psychologist Dr. Josh Claypo in Birmingham, Alabama.
Give us some examples of how to help children through times like this.
Really simple things. You always want to keep your emotions in check because your kids are watching you. You want to try to explain to children what's going on and what the timeline's going to be, but be patient and realize that they're not always going to be able to process that. you want to listen to their concerns, not your concerns. You want to listen to their concerns. So things like, when am I going to have a summer vacation? Where am I going to live? If they want to help, let them help with the recovery effort. Probably the most important thing, though, establish new routines. When are they going to go to bed? What time are they going to wake up? When their breakfast is going to be? It's not the same as the old, but it allows them to get back into some sort of routine. That'll help them bounce back.
I know for myself, Dr. Josh, my boys have asked me after seeing images on TV, you know, is that going to happen to us? How do you sort of calm the fears of kids who may not have actually gone through it but are seeing it and feel a little anxious?
You have to be honest, but you always can tell your children that no matter what, you're going to do your best to protect them. And that's really important because, again, it's the emotional content of what you're saying far more than what the actual information is. There's a difference between fear and phobia. So when it just happens, that immediate fear is normal. And it will fade over time. And so letting children be scared when there's a clap of thunder and protecting them from that is okay. That's how they learn that things get better.
So, you know, something to think about. I know for my kids, they are proactive. They've learned things in school and they love telling me about it. That's another way to kind of, you know, talk about it is, what'd you learn in school today? Yeah, and the good news is they get all the drills in school as well, so it brings some of that same stuff to home and realize, okay, it's natural to be scared, but know what to do while you're scared. Be prepared. We'll be back.
The most legendary name in paint is now at Lowe's.
What is his name?
Oh, it's HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams.
Is he more famous than me?
It's the name everyone wants on their wall.
Well, now there's room for all of us.
Sure.
Back to the happy tree?
But nothing looks better on ceilings either.
Come again?
So if you're looking for the most legendary name in paint...
What?
I said if you're...
I can't hear you.
Never mind. HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams is now at Lowe's.
Bridgestone is changing the game in tire performance.
So Will Arnett can get to the store when he's out of diapers.
Well, to be clear, they're not for me. They're for my son. So
we should probably go.
We switched Will's tires to Bridgestone's revolutionary Drive Guard tires.
Oh, those look sharp.
It's okay. Our Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and drive up to 50 miles on a flat, so no side of the road.
Well, that's good because the side of the road is dangerous, especially since we're going commando.
Weird?
What commando mean?
Looks like the Garcia's got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow.
This is nice.
Oh, my.
During the Buick Spring Sales Event, get nearly $7,200 total value on specially equipped 2015 Enclave models.
Put your hand over your heart. Is it beating? Good. Then my Nutrition Heart Health Mix is for you. It's a wholesome blend of peanuts, pecans, and other delicious nuts, specially mixed for people with hearts. I said people with hearts, because heart health is important. That's why I've researched, optimized, and packaged this mix just for you. Not you. So if you have a heart, start optimizing your nutrition with my Nutrition. Planters. Nutrition starts with nuts.
Go!
Tonight.
Run like an eagle!
Look at that!
Three Scientists Walk Into a Bar is a show where we explain the weather by doing simple experiments. I lit my hand on fire and also explosions.
Join us for a 3-episode sneak peek of Three Scientists Walk Into a Bar. Tonight at 7 on the Weather Channel.
Looks like the Garcia's got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know. It's pretty nice. Maybe he got a raise.
Good for him.
Good for her.
The expectation-shattering Buick Enclave.
Now current lessees, switch to Buick and lease this 2015 Enclave for around $291 a month with just $291 due at signing.
I want to know what's going to happen to me after I die.
You and everybody else who ever lived.
But the difference is, I have the resources to find out.
You want answers as much as I do, Dr. Tyler. Maybe more.
Brought to you locally by Nissan. More information available at ChooseNissan.com.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program,
and it just hit us,
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy. High 88. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Cue the disco music. No disco music? Okay.
Oh, not yet. We'll get to the 7-day stretch in just a second, but we want to hit up Indianapolis for just a second. You're cloudy 58, but it was a bit of a rough day, certainly evening and overnight into Indianapolis. Yeah, we have a picture of some tornado damage. It's been confirmed now by the National Weather Service. An EF1 tornado hit Indianapolis last night as the line of thunderstorms came on through there along and ahead of our cold front, which is now giving you kind of a cool start to June. Right, and it was one of those areas we gave a heads up yesterday, was outlooked for the possibility of some strong thunderstorms, and even today and a few days next week too, we got to keep an eye on some of the stronger thunderstorms. So we want to get you. Oh, we do have some more pictures of the damage. You can see the trees down, courtesy of WTHR. And here's the thing, heads up in the Northeast, because we're expecting this same type of threat for you today and even tomorrow in some regions of the Mid-Atlantic. We don't expect a widespread tornado threat. We don't have torcons off of 6 or 7, but they're generally 2s or 3s today. That's still enough to have some isolated tornadoes. It is a risk, but bigger risk is damaging winds and hail across the region today. Definitely, and we even have a thunderstorm that's capable of producing hail in northwest PA right now. But yeah, there's the area that we're outlooking for the severe weather. Notice, though, we are so happy to see this dry weather taking over the southern plains. Could see a few scattered showers down towards Brownsville in Texas, but overall relatively quiet statewide there in Texas. Moving on towards Monday, we're still showing red on the map here. The Mid-Atlantic here is still zoned for some thunderstorms, talking about you in D.C. and Baltimore, even Philly, right on that edge. The cold front not quite through you. In fact, in Chicago, the cold front's past you, and it's just raw and windy. The camera is shaking. Look at the temperature, 48 degrees. That is no bueno. With the good news, I guess, tomorrow you're going to be up into the 60s. So starting the rebound, we've got it happening in Minneapolis. But look what's happening in through the Northern Rockies. Another round of possibly strong thunderstorms from Montana, Wyoming, and South Dakota. So heads up there. A few scattered showers in Florida. In fact, let's take you to Tampa. Tampa, Florida. Again, they were full swing in summertime here last day of May. Plenty of sunshine out there. Puffy cumulus clouds out there. Could lead to a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, which we'll also see for most of this week here. So nothing widespread in terms of we're expecting a persistent pattern of flooding, but afternoon thunderstorms par for the course. And timing is everything, right? So you get a good one to come for the evening rush. That's kind of what we're dealing with here from Tuesday into Wednesday. Scattered showers and thunderstorms from the southeast, mid-Atlantic. If this is your vacation week, just again, heads up for the middle part of the week, Tuesday into Wednesday. You have along the Gulf Coast and also from the Outer Banks down to the southeast coast, but we're still nice and dry across the southern plains. Let's move on towards Thursday. We're still watching green on the map here across the southeast, still in the Ohio Valley. Chicago, 48 right now, 80 as you head on towards Thursday of this week. And again, relatively dry still in Texas. Yeah, and across the west, a bit of the June gloom has been setting up. I know I've seen some pictures coming out of Southern California. Some much needed rain, not a ton, but we'll see some of that in through parts of California and the west as we get into Thursday and Friday. But then we head on towards Friday. Big question, what happens across the southeast coast? A lot of green here, but is there something else developing? Let's check in with Dr. Greg Postel.
Well, as we head toward the end of next week, Friday in particular, there's a chance of low pressure development off the southeast coast and over the Bahamas. Some of the models are suggesting that. Well, tropical development is unlikely. It's not impossible, reminding us again that it is that time of year. Back to you.
Good point. Now's the time to make preparations out ahead of it. June 1st, again, tomorrow, the start of it. But as we get from Friday into next weekend, we're still looking nice and dry, and we may get that first 90 of the season in Dallas by Saturday. Yeah,
meanwhile, again, Chicago, you're at 80 degrees. The Northeast, we have rebounded after kind of a cool, damp start. We're still in the 70s next Saturday in Boston, 80 in New York. But again, we pop up some green here. Not an all-day sun up to sundown rain event, but definitely some scattered showers in the afternoon hours.
We'll be right back as we check in with Kate Parker in Dallas.
Sometimes the passage from boy to man flows directly through the oil aisle at the local AutoZone. And with this change of oil, Rick's engine wasn't the only thing that was running a bit cooler. It's called The Zone, and we'll help get you there.
Never a good day for a bad battery. Get a Duralast battery, only at AutoZone.
And just like that, the snow is gone. And parkas become jackets. And sweaters go down for a long nap. And off you go. And your backyard gets a whole lot bigger. And you're running and climbing. And your gear gets lighter and trimmer and fitter and smarter. And now every frozen second spent willing this day to come is just a warm, fading memory.
They may claim good performance, but typically cordless vacuums deliver weak suction. The issue originates here. To make their vacuum smaller, most others make their motors smaller and less powerful. But at Dyson, we've invented the small but powerful V6 digital motor, spinning at up to 110,000 RPM, giving our latest cordless vacuums twice the suction of all others.
Oh, I love game night. Oh, it's a house and a car.
So far, you're horrible at this, Flo.
You got no talent for drawing, Flo. House, car, oh, raise the roof. No one?
Remember when we used to raise the roof, Diane?
Oh, quiet, Richard. I'm trying to make sense of Flo's terrible drawing.
I'll draw the pants off that thing.
Oh, hats on hamburgers, dancing, drive-in movie theater.
Home and auto.
Squares.
Lamp. Lines. Stupid, dumb.
No! Home and auto bundle from Progressive. Saves you money.
Yay, game night, so much fun.
We all enter this world with a shout.
Robert!
And we see no reason to stop. So CVS Health is creating industry-leading programs and tools that help people stay on medicines as their doctors prescribed. It could help save tens of thousands of lives every year. And that would be something worth shouting about. CVS Health, because health is everything.
It starts with a subtle wave, then builds into soft fingers, lifting sails and spirits. Nothing makes us feel more alive than a summer breeze, drifting with us on the water, chasing us through the trees, and playing along the whole day. In the Great Lakes Bay region, the summer breeze is blowing. Where it's headed is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time. Let's get this thing right.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts in 1 week, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy, high 88. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.